the Cajun capital of the world.
I'm the average Lafayette, Louisiana kid.
See, I'm back on my...
Hey, fellas. Hey, Ragin Review said, congratulations. Say what's up, y'all. Yeah!
People that have courage don't have no extra gene. There's no difference in you. The difference is, are you going to sit down when it's time to stand up?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in to the Roundtable, the Ragin Roundtable, the Ragin Review. We do this every now and again, have a little bit of fun and break it up. Be honest, there's not a whole lot out there outside of transfer portal, outside of NIL crap. CFP coming up Monday night. By the way, boys, we need to figure out what we're doing for that, because I know we want to have a live watch party. This is kind of a preview of what that live watch party looks like. We've got the game on. We're going to kind of show that every now and again to check in, see what's going on over there. I think this is the only way we can legally do this is by doing it in a small screen, so we're not actually broadcasting the game. So go us. KCKG is in tonight. We got Jerry. We got a friend of the show, RC Ryan, or should I say Constable Landry, in the house tonight. We're going to, we'll get into that later. We're going to talk about that. But this is literally, and then we got 337 minutes. Let me throw that up there. Yes, we are going to talk about that tonight. Y'all boys, don't let me forget about the Blu-ray idea I got where we're going to play, because I got ideas and we got to work it out. Maybe we'll work it out live on here. Before we do anything, we want to thank our sponsors. Of course, the Best Stop. Man, I made some of Papa's boudin quesadillas the other night. Whew, it was good. We made it for the Houston Texans game. We had a little watch party. I said, I'm going to bring that. They went. I barely got to try one of them. But the Carico location of the Best Stop has some Papa's quesadillas, boudin quesadillas, so check them out. But we want to thank them and our other sponsors right now. We'll come back in just a bit. We'd like to thank the following partners who make Ragin Review possible. Our title sponsor, the Best Stop Family Market, with locations in Katy and Baytown, Texas, Toledo Bend, Karen Crow, and of course the official location opened in 1986 in Scott. Visit the Best Stop and ask about the Ragin Review tailgate platters. Gulf Coast Bank, title sponsor of the Tailgate Show every Saturday, 3 hours before kickoff. Planet Radio 106.7, Lafayette Roofing, The Yard Goat, Yes Please Branding and Marketing, Old Time Grocery, Stride Safety Solutions, Eat Lafayette, brought to you by Lafayette Travel, Ragin Hydration, and Dr. Brett Venable at Recovery Chiromed. And we'd also like to thank our Patreon sponsors listed here. For only $2 a month, you too could have early access to uncut interviews before they air here on our shows. You also get an exclusive Patreon icon next to your name on Cajun Threads, the official message form for Ragin Review. If you are interested in joining as a Patreon, visit us at patreon.com/Ragin Review. Thanks to all of our corporate and Patreon sponsors for making this show possible. Thanks to all of our sponsors. That was awesome. Of course, the Cajuns basketball game going on. We'll talk about that. First, I want to go around the horn and ask you boys what you drinking tonight. I got a little bit of Eagle Rare, or is it Eagles? Yeah, it's Eagle Rare. I'm down to the bottom of the bottle. Might finish that off tonight. KG, I'm assuming you got, I don't know, do you have the Natty Lights out tonight?
No, I got Propel. And the reason being is
I was going to say, you want to talk about why? Because,
yeah,
HIPAA and shit, I don't want to step on any toes.
It's my own, it's on my body, my choice to tell you this, right? So, no, man. So over the weekend, helped my brother-in-law cut down a couple of trees on his new property and decided to get in a fight with poison ivy. and not a good one. Doctor says it is one of the worst cases of poison ivy he's actually treated. I'm into day 3 of it. This morning I woke up and the boys know I sent them a picture. This eye was swollen completely shut. Decided to go to the doctor, get a shot, and I'm not looking great, but I'm looking good enough to be on camera tonight. So that's why you see #swole up. It's because I am legitimately swole up. And last thing I'll say, boys, if you catch me scratching tonight on behalf of Blair Gilbo, either tell me to stop doing it or fuss me in some kind of way, because I'm sure she would appreciate it.
Was it cold in that doctor's office?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But you still,
And that old lady that gave me that shot, she said, I got to put on your left butt cheek. Go ahead and pull your pants down for me. I said, yes, ma'am. She put that cold glove right on my butt cheek. My God. And listen, Nick, this was at 7:30 in the morning, bright and early. And that's a quick way to wake up, baby.
And unfortunately, it did spread to certain areas that we're not going to talk about on this show. But yeah, I'm glad you're getting better, KG. Jerry, what are you drinking?
Just sweet tea. I'm boring, as always.
I know. I was screaming at him. Before, he jumps on and I'm already screaming at him because I'm hearing him chomping on ice or something. You were doing something and I heard isn't that a condition? I probably have every mental condition known to man, but the one where like you hear people smacking or talking and like, that's me. That's me. So sorry, Jerry. I didn't mean to.
My wife has the same condition, so you're not alone, buddy.
It's like trichodicophobia or something. I don't know. I don't think that's how you say it, but something like that. Kind of like Dick Tower. RC, I saw a little preview. I'm guessing you still got the Woodford out. Talk to me, man. What's going on?
Yeah, got a little Woodford Reserve. Got some duck smothering on the stove right now. So hanging out in the back patio, just waiting to have a good time.
Duck doesn't duck taste a little bit gamey? I've never had duck. I'm being honest with you. I've had quail.
Yeah, well,
really?
I had to soak it in some milk to get some of that wild game out all night. Then I've been cooking it since about noon today, so it's cooked down pretty good.
You need some milk. Check this out, boys. Let's check before we do anything, Jerry. Let me get this out here. Hold on. Is that the way? No, certainly not that. Let's get. I was trying to make the layout to where we could see the game bigger, but I don't know if we want to see the bigger game because they're down 29-16 right now. Not great, boys.
Try now.
No. Man, why are you messing with my stuff, Jerry?
Because
leave it alone, man. Leave it alone. Look, there we go.
That way.
We'll do that. 29-17 T24 to go in the first half. Call Cat. Pop ball.
Oh God, it's a grind. It's a tough grind.
Yeah, here we'll talk about we'll talk about that later, boys. This is open. I almost said the open air Crow Dome. Sorry there, KG. Open forum tonight, man. We want to hear from the viewers what you guys want to talk about. I want to hear what you boys want to talk about. Yeah, it's sometimes a little cathartic to do this and have a little bit of group therapy because there are things we want to get out on our mind. And it seems like we've been talking about some of this stuff for the last 3 weeks because the big thing is the football portal, what's going on. Are we signing guys? And if we do, who are they? That type of thing. So we really didn't, I know we didn't really do anything to prepare for this. I know KG, you were doing a little bit of homework before then, but I'm gonna start with you, KG. I'm going to kick it off talking about the football portal. And right now, it doesn't feel great. And one of the other things I want to talk about, and I know you have a couple guys to mention that we did sign, but I do want to mention some of the reporting in Lafayette. I know there's been I know Josh would love to chime in on this, but there's been a big, kind of a back and forth with should we really, as a media person in Lafayette, post everybody that we hear is going to visit, and then as soon as they sign somewhere else, post that they're signing somewhere else. It doesn't put us in a good light, but we can't blame anybody but ourselves for that happening. So talk to me a little bit about the whole situation right now, KG.
Yeah, I can see both sides of it, and we hear rumblings from the inside that they are not happy with it because, like you said, it does post us in a bad light whenever you say, hey, this is a player of interest that the Cajuns are going after, and then a week later, hey, this guy canceled his visit and he signed with so-and-so, so no, that doesn't put us in a very good light. But at the same time, if you don't work for the university, you work for a news station, your job is to generate interest on your post. And I mean, the portal time, this window of, basketball season's going on, obviously, but football is always going to drive the bus. The portal is news, and that's news that people, that people are interested in. So, if you hear that, this player is being, pursued by the Cajuns, you almost have to post it because it's news. Now, does it hurt us when it backfires and they don't even come for a visit and they sign somewhere else that we believe to be at a lower level or maybe one of our rivals? Absolutely. And that seemed to have happened 3 or 4 times so far in the past couple weeks. So yeah, it's kind of starting to to compound on itself, and that's why I think you hear rumblings that, all right, like what's up with this? Is it clickbait? What's going on? But like I said, when you don't work for the university, you work for a news station, your job is to get clicks on these posts. It is news. The portal is a hot topic, so it is something that people want to, read and see about.
It is, but I feel like he's taking the bait because other programs too, man, they have a lot of kids that they're going to talk to and offer to come visit. But I feel like he's taking the bait a little bit because it's almost like leveraging him. And what's happening, allegedly what's happening, is that other schools are seeing these kids in the portal. They're seeing them, they see, I mean, all you have to do is follow the guy on Twitter. He's saying, oh, this guy's coming in for a visit. And other schools are calling saying, well, we'll offer you more money. Come here. So they don't even make it on campus. And that to me is not fair to the coaching staff, who I doubt they've even given a number. Maybe they have. I don't know. But I know that the other schools are saying, we'll just pay you more. And then they're going visit there instead. And then they're not even giving us a chance. And so that's that's my problem with the KG. It's not so much that it's information that's been being put out there. It's the fact that, like, if a kid wants to say, I'll be making a visit at UL this weekend, fine, let the kid do that. But I just think amplifying it puts us in the position we're in, to where now we have another guy that was supposed to come in and visit, or I think he actually came in and visit. He signed with Eastern Michigan. Second guy signed with Eastern Michigan. Why? Because they see our traffic on X. So it's tough, Jerry. What's your position on that? What do you think?
I just think right now I think to Cole's point, I'm curious to see what's going on behind the scenes and as to why. I think it's almost a systemic thing within our NIL. I think it's systemic in the way we set up just the whole aura of trying to raise money and fundraising, especially with Ragin Cajun Edge. I mean, if you look at, you just look at the other NIL initiatives at Southern Miss or Louisiana Tech, they're out fundraising us. When you lose recruits to Jacksonville State, you lose recruits to Eastern Michigan, 2 schools that don't have the resources we have fully. When you really stretch it across the board, it kind of makes you scratch your head going, what are we doing, right? Because unfortunately, the name of the game now in NIL and recruiting is being able to create an NIL system in place to where, because the reality is, and the harsh reality is that players want to show up and they want to get paid. And, we've lost recruits to South Alabama so far. We've lost the recruits to Arkansas State. Like I said, Eastern Michigan, Jacksonville State. We lost one to Louisiana Tech. That makes me wonder what's going on. I'm wondering at that point, are we really trying to aim to go in the portal? Or how many guys are we trying to get? But also, why are we getting outbidded and out-recruited by Eastern Michigan? I know they beat us last year, but some people have, we had friends that went to the game. There's really nothing there, and they don't win traditionally. So I think that's the big thing. It goes beyond just the recruiting class. To me, it's what are we doing, or what have we done in the last 3 or 4 years to set up to be able to compete with our peers for recruits? And right now, it's like we talked about 3 years ago. I don't know. I think it's coming back to bite us in the behind because we didn't create a basis for this. And so now we're playing catch up. And, we have a couple more days left, I believe, till the portal closes.
Well, the portal's going to close. We're going to be signing guys.
But how many more?
Entry. Yeah.
Right. But how many more guys are we going to sign and who are we going to sign? Look, the 3 guys.
They've only got a certain number of openings available across the country. And you got, 5,000 people in the portal?
10. You got over 10. You got over 10,000. And look, the 3 guys we've signed in the last day or two have been good signees. But I would think we would need more than that to fill some gaps after we lost some of our key starters on both sides of the football. And, it's discouraging. And on top of that, guys, I think it's more under a microscope now with the portal and our recruiting because we're just not winning in anything.
But Jerry, what makes them good signees? That's what I want to ask you. What makes them good signees? Because like KG and I were talking before we came on here. Like one of the guys we signed had like 3 tackles last year. One of them sat out the whole season. Like, are these good signees?
I do think I'll say this. I do think if you sign with LSU, obviously they see something in you that qualifies you to put on an LSU uniform. Okay, say what you want. If he goes to a school like that, obviously he had enough talent to make their team. I'll say the same thing about the guy from Tulane. Or good grades to
keep him qualified. One of the two.
But I'll say the same thing about the guy from Tulane. We all know that Tulane has recruited very well over the last 3 or 4 years. Obviously, maybe he must have been a placeholder or something, but he was good enough to be a Tulane Green Wave. I would think that he has some quality to him that would add some mustard to us. So yeah, I mean, I think the hard part is we haven't really gotten a starter. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't mind going after a few FCS guys, a few D2 guys, if I know that they can play. I mean, JMU has built a farm system for that. But also, too, the perception that has been created in our arena has been we just don't have the resources to be able to recruit. So I am curious, to your point, Nick, on how many more we sign. And I'm really curious to see not only where they came from, but, can they fill in those gaps for the missing roster spots from last year?
RC, you saw him crawfish at that question when I said, who's good? Oh, well,
Well, I mean, Marlborough's good. Marlborough's good. I think I think that's a good pickup. I think
he's a good athlete. Is he going to be good?
He's a good looking kid too.
He is. And look,
dude's freaking jacked.
And look, Nick, I mean, if you come from Tulane and you come from LSU, if you can't compete in the Sun Belt for us, I mean, you're good enough to go play at Tulane. You're good enough to go play at LSU. You should be good enough to play for the Cajuns.
Well, we just lost a quarterback that played for LSU, played for Ole Miss, played for
and
us,
he's back at Ole Miss.
Doesn't necessarily mean shit. It means that we're, I don't know, RC. Am I thinking of this wrong, man? I mean, I think it's embarrassing for me because we're not losing the guys from LSU or Tulane. We're losing Division II guys to other schools that are nexting us because other schools probably know our NIL situation. They know our budget situation, and they're saying, you really want to go into that? Why don't you come here? I'll pay you more. To Louisiana Tech's one of them. Eastern freaking Michigan. Well, it's not a good look, man.
Was it what you want to start with the
I want you to start wherever you want to go with. I don't care. But I'm just in general with this, like, which do you prefer? And, what is our recruiting strategy in football? I don't even know right now.
Well, neither do I. It's supposed to be development and retention, and it seems like pretty much all of our better players end up somewhere else. So you could say that and then go to the retention thing and go back to development. And over the past 4 years, the only thing consistent is that we're losing bowl games. So you can bash the reporter all you want as far as reporting what he's supposed to report. Like you said, it's his job. It's not his fault that the football program is in the position it is right now. That's what I think about that. As far as getting guys from LSU, yeah, they send us their cast-offs. There's a reason why they come to us instead of staying at LSU. Now, I think Marlborough's a graduate transfer, but you think about the last few guys that's been here from LSU, like Fitzgerald West. He left. Walker Howard didn't do shit over here. Anthony Jennings was terrible.
I liked Anthony though, man. Hating on my boy.
Well, that's fine.
But hey, when we send them players, we send them playmaker. That's like when they leave here and go there, they make plays.
Yeah, they get the best of us, and we get their cast-offs. That's just the state of our program, and I don't think that's a reporter's fault for reporting on what he's seen.
All right, now Shelton Sampson, I'll give you that one. One. Shelton improved throughout the season, and I don't want him going anywhere.
No, we'll see. No, and I think we all gave him a hard time at the beginning of the year because he he had some kind of undisclosed hand injury on both hands or or fingers on both hands. So maybe you can equate that to the drops. But whenever he came back from his other injury, like he was the main, and I'll say the main reason why we were doing as well as we were. You know, Lunch had somebody to actually throw to that wasn't dropping the ball.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, and shout out to Keb, because Keb, like, man, I know you're a Walker fan. I know this is hurting today. Today was a tough day for Kevin Dore. He's having a rough day. But look, man, I love Uncle Wawa. I'm gonna miss him too. We got to move on, baby. Got to move on. I'm sorry, but I think it's funny, boys. He's going back to Ole Miss. Like, what is that? What is that going to accomplish? Seriously, KG, like, what's going to happen there? I don't know. It's maybe he misses. Maybe he knows he's going to be a backup there, right? Assuming.
I'm assuming. It's a very weird situation. You got a kid that was the clear-cut QB2 at a mid-major school, a 500 mid-major school, behind a quarterback that started the year as a QB3. And I'm going to call it what it is, and we talked about it a lot down the stretch of the football season. Walker underperformed like nobody's business. At the beginning of the season, we were projecting, 11-1, 10-2, 9-3 records because we thought Walker was going to be the kid that he was at STM, the 4-star dual threat number one in the state. And that ain't it. And that ain't what we got. We got a guy that, in game one, there was a lot of drops and there's a lot of back and forth. Well, if these players would have caught these balls, the game would have been different. Bottom line, I think he ended the game with less than 100 yards passing. And he played basically 3.5 quarters. And you were playing a Rice team that was bottom 20 in the entirety of D1. So if you're telling me that was our ceiling, like a guy that was not even at 100 yards through 3.5 quarters against one of the worst teams in college football, even if he stayed healthy, I don't think we would have been a 500 team this year. The only reason we got back to 500 this year is because, one, Lunch Winfield, when he came in against Marshall, gave us a spark like I have never seen in my life at Cajun Field. The second he stepped on the field, something magical happened that night that maybe only happened a few times in my memory. The only one I can remember before that is the onside kicks that happened against ULM sometime around the 2010s where Ladarius Green maybe recovered it and ran it back. Like, that's the kind of magic I'm talking about. Like, you were dead in the water and then a spark happened and you were back alive. And then, Lunch progressed extremely well throughout the rest of the season. He now holds the passing record for Cajuns football accuracy in a single game. That's phenomenal. His legs got us back to 500 pretty much by himself. He became a third running back in our offense that was desperate to run the football, that we had been begging Dez all season long, hey, this needs to be a run-first team. Quit dropping back and trying to expect these wide receivers to create separation and these quarterbacks to, make completions. It wasn't happening. Well, with Lunch taking over, we had to become a running football team, and look what happened. We strung together wins down the stretch that got us to a bowl game. So, Lunch Winfield was the reason that all of this happened. Walker took a direct back seat to him. Going back to Walker, though, there is no way you can tell me that kid can compete for an SEC job with a team that is fresh off a semifinal. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was very impressed with Pete Golding. I thought Pete Golding did a phenomenal job in the 2 games in the CFP and had a really good showing. And honestly, if his defense could have stood tall one more time, he might be playing next Monday night. But if you're going to tell me Walker Howard would be the quarterback of Ole Miss next year, I don't think Ole Miss goes 500. Not in the SEC. I really don't. And like I said, that is not even considering his injury in game 1, as unfortunate as it was. He just was not a good quarterback this year, and in my opinion, he just looked. It looked like he was lethargic every time he took the field. It looked like he was a step behind everything. He just looked old. It didn't look good when he was on the field. Never felt crisp. Never had energy. We wish him the best, but to answer your question, I'm hoping he expects that he knows he's going to be a bench guy and just takes the paycheck, because I hear it's somewhere north of $200K. But I mean, why are you paying a backup quarterback $200K? Like that to me, that's what blows my mind, boys. Yeah, they can, but that's we can only dream of having that kind of money here.
You also, he is going in a situation. You don't know if Trinidad's going to be playing next year. They go back and forth on whether or not he's going to be a starting quarterback. I know they signed 2 other guys. Regardless, you would think Golding probably likes him as a person. I liked Uncle Wawa. I had no problem with the kid. He represented us well as a Cajun. I'm good with that, except for the Moss Motors thing, because I don't like Sharon Moss. Anyway, besides all that crap, I thought he represented the university well. And hell, like, go back to Ole Miss, and you want to be a backup at Louisiana, be a backup at an SEC school, and that just, almost made it to the Natty. I mean, let's be real. I mean, I know theoretically they're going back in the playoff next year. Probably not going to happen, but if they, even if they don't, it's a good story. Jerry, do you know what he got paid in NIL? I know we talked about this. He didn't get $1. Do we know if he got any money from us? I'm sure he did.
I was told that we didn't get, he didn't get anything to come here. I don't know what we paid him while he was here. I'm not sure. I know his dad played a huge role in trying to get, money raised, as well as Sheldon Sampson here. But as far as what he got, I couldn't tell you.
He had to get something. I mean, you just don't have a commercial with Moss Motors and you don't have an ideal,
No,
place.
From them, yes. Did Ragin Edge give him anything? Did he cut any other deals? That I don't know. I do know that I want to say he might have had more than one NIL deal. I don't think it was just Moss Motors. He got a car out of it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So,
well, probably at least, but whatever. Hey, boys, I got a very important. Y'all ready? It's Mardi Gras time, baby. I just want to throw this out there. It's a good little bounce mix, right? Man, my favorite time of the year. Oh, y'all can't hear it?
Well, am I supposed to hear something?
Oh, man. You know what? Shut up. I was jamming. I was playing a remix of the Mardi Gras song. Anyway, I don't know if nobody heard that, then that was a huge miss. But the Mercedes deal was a good deal for him. Sharon Moss and her sketchy ass. Y'all heard about that whole drama with her, right? Where she, bro,
with the whole saleswoman or whatever.
Lafayette never lets me down with the drama. I hate being in drama, but man, I love other people's drama.
But I think the sad part about it is nobody was surprised reading it. Reading the news, it's like, oh, well, another day, How
about this? Cajuns 29-22. Not bad. I mean, it was looking even a lot worse a second ago, RC, and I know you're going to reserve your comments on basketball talk. We're okay with that, but 29-22 is better than it.
I'm just super impressed with the announcers they got. The one on the left right there. Oof.
If you've ever listened to the broadcast, it's pretty bad. But I mean, ours isn't great. I can't say that. Ours is not worse than this one. I'm just saying. Ours is not worse than KG.
Can I say something about the whole Walker Howard?
Dude, you can say anything you want.
Bro, we didn't bring you in here to look pretty, bro. Talk to us, baby.
No, okay. Listen, the whole NIL thing. I read something earlier, and I don't know how how accurate this is, but somebody said that he ended up giving the car back. So what is accurate is that his dad was probably the driving force behind whatever fund that we had to pay players this year. I don't know exactly how much it was. I don't know if Walker got anything, but the bottom line is that Walker didn't need NIL money from the Edge fund. So to take 250,
thank God, because we ain't got any.
Right. So to take 250 and go back to Ole Miss, whether he's sitting on the bench or not, it's a no-brainer. And we're not calling the kid dumb. That's something that I think anybody would do. He's familiar with the place. The 100%. person that he transferred because of is now back at his other school. So now he gets to go back to a place where he's comfortable. So you put all that together, and then you start to think about how ridiculous the landscape of not just college football, but especially college football, but college sports in general, to pay somebody that I think it was 18 of 41 for 155 yards this year, 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, $250K to go sit the bench at an SEC school. If you take his dad's driving force out of what he helped fundraise for us, we probably don't have $250K for our fund to pay players. That's how ridiculous the college football landscape and just college sports in general is now.
And by the way, so Jerry, let's get into this because I'm ready to talk about NIL. We're in a bad position, guys. And I don't have a number. I know we're less than probably everybody in the Sun Belt right now, except for maybe ULM. And I don't know if they're ahead of us. We are so behind the game. I'm assuming some of that has to do with Ramesh. Well, Ramesh is not the president yet. Having an interim president, no decisions are being made. Nobody's doing anything financially. That's all still going on. But the fact that we're losing players to Eastern Michigan, Southern Miss, Louisiana Tech, and we know our NIL fund is not great. I was told we were actually competitive last year with most of the Sun Belt, and this year we can't get a player to come here. My question is, Jerry, and I'm gonna name names. What I'm not gonna name names. I'm just gonna say, what the hell is the head of our RCAF doing? That's what he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be raising money for things like revenue sharing, for the RCAF fund, for NIL, all this crap. We got third-party people that's helping us through NIL because we're, for lack of a better term, I'm not even going to say the word, because we can't do it. We had Crew Law. You don't want to know what's funny? We had Crew Law, and the athletic director didn't even know we had a parade. He was like, oh, we have a parade. That's cool. We're so disconnected at this athletic department. And then the guy who is supposed to be raising the funds, Jerry, doesn't talk to anybody. He shows up at events and sits in the corner and plays on his phone. We got a problem. We got a problem that's more than just the community doesn't want to give. We got a problem that the fundraisers don't want to fundraise. And if that is not a red flag from all of this stuff happening, then I don't know what is. We've had RCAF longer than most of the other, outside of LSU, most of the other FBS schools in the state, and they're surpassing us now. Just like Tulane is surpassing us athletically because they decided they're going to take this shit seriously. But it boggles my mind that you have a fundraiser in place that doesn't like to fundraise. How does that happen, Jerry? And I'm not trying to put you in a bad spot because I know you know things I don't know and you know people. I don't want to put you in a bad place, but I can say it because I'm not connected like you are. If you have a fundraiser that doesn't want to fundraise, you got a problem. That's all you're paid to do.
I think it starts with, it's a two-part thing, first of all. It's the institution and it's athletics, right? So you have to make sure that they're both one and they're pulling in the same direction. The problem that we've always had at UL, and it goes back to the USL days, that's why we always we create verbiage out of the term USL, right? We USL this, we USL that, is because dating so far back, and Ryan, I'm glad you're here because you can relate, we've never pulled in the same direction. When athletics wants something, the campus does something different, right? Or when the campus sees something this way, the athletics sees it differently. And I think this just adds or compounds to that. I think with NIL also comes institutional support. And I think when it comes to institutional support, part of that is not just auxiliaries. It's not just the university giving RCAF money or the foundation or whatever, but it's the structure and the system that's in place that is create this sort of discombobulation amongst both of the departments. For example,
but Jerry, I'll give
you a prime example. I'll give you a prime example. We talk about the apparel deal. Why didn't athletics have a say in the apparel deal? We talk about the concessions. Why is Sodexo signing deals? Why is it the university signing the deal with Sodexo, and why doesn't athletics have a say? Then you go on the other side of it with fundraising. Why is the foundation and RCAF under one auspice and under one guidance to where there's no like RCAF doesn't have, like, yes, they're technically, a wing of the foundation, but if you look at TAF at LSU, they're separated. Like, there's a complete separation. So you have people stepping on each other's toes, and they haven't been able to get a system going because, first of all, it's control. Secondly, it's bureaucracy. And third, there's no consistency. And to really sum it up, Nick, I think also too is I feel like, and this really sums it up for UL in general, from all the on the side of complaints, we've always been more reactive than proactive. Reactive before being proactive. And I think you're seeing that now with NIL. We're all asking why didn't we create a system 3 or 4 years ago? Now what are we doing?
We created the system. We
No, we
just did
didn't.
nothing with it. Didn't
No.
we? Had Crew Law.
Crew Law. Look, the thing about Crew Law, we created Crew Law because an outsider came in telling our people, hey, you got to do this because Southern Miss is doing it. This school's doing it. That school's doing it. So once again, we weren't proactive. It took somebody else to come in to tell us to be proactive. And we were still reactive because by the time we started Crew Law, but Nick, by the time we started Crew Law, Southern Miss had already had their system in place for over a year or two.
But look,
Louisiana Tech had their system.
But we're getting off topic. All that's great. I get it. Apparel, university, not on the same. The fundraiser does not want to raise funds. That's my problem, Jerry.
But that's part of it.
Who is the fundraiser?
Trey Frazier is the head of RCAF. Never met him in my life. He was at a something I was at that was sponsored by RCAF. He was in a corner texting with some other buddies. The guy needs to be in people's faces. I'm not saying he has to be annoying. Is he taking people? Now, look, he might be taking people out to lunch and whining and dining, folks. I highly doubt it because I've never heard from the guy. We have swung and missed on literally every RCAF hire. And this is no different, except I think Maggard likes him, so he's going to keep him in the spot. We've got to freaking get that right, dude.
So the Crew Law thing, if you want to go back to that, and you're talking about the outsider, like this guy actually, he knows what he's talking about. He knows how to fundraise. He knows how to put together events, and he's begging the administration to let him help out in whatever way possible. And at every time he turns, he gets a roadblock. So they finally give him the opportunity to they offer him a job in the athletic department, which once again, that completely eliminates the separation of Crew Law and the administration. And they offer him like $45,000 to come work. I mean,
dude, that's 2 kids. He can't do that. And then I don't even know that they wanted to pay him that, to be honest with you. I think they just offered him that so he'd go away.
Maybe so.
Dude, I'm just like, all that's great, Jerry, and I'm not shitting on what you said because it's all very true, and I agree with you. But at the end of the day, the guy who is supposed to fundraise is not fundraising, Casey. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, and I'm not just trying to complain again. But why is the guy who's supposed to be raising money not raising money? And like I said, name one head of RCAF that has been successful.
But it goes back to what I said, and I kind of looked at it from above, but it goes back to the system in place. I mean, one prime example, how many RCAF directors have we had in the last 10 years? We've had 3 or 4, and then how many times has RCAF changed their donation model? 6, 7 times. I mean, there has never been consistency. There has never been. So what's happened is now when you try to go fundraise, there's a different message every time they try to reach out to people, if they do. So that's another thing. It goes beyond just who it is. It's the system in place. There's no consistency. And now, again, reactive instead of being proactive. Again, we're 3 years behind the curveball, or we're 3 years behind the 8 ball when it comes to this NIL thing.
We need local people, Jerry, because you don't have to have a certain structure to say, we need your money. Look at the results on the field. We're not doing great. Give us some money. Help us get better. Or, hey, we're 10-4 last year. Yeah, let's get in the playoff. Let's get excitement. It's not that complicated, man. I feel like we overcomplicate every damn thing at this university.
Because we don't do the little things that matter. We always try to swing for the fence, right? It's like playing small ball in the baseball field. Sometimes it's good to bunt and get on first base rather than trying to hit it to the left field wall, right? And that's the thing, is we try to swing for the fence, and the problem is a lot of times we strike out instead of just trying to get the local business, the small donations, And then you try to create a referral network within that to say, who knows? You knock on a door of a local business. They may say, hey, we know somebody who owns a big time company. Let me get you in the door with them, instead of just assuming that you can make one phone call to Our Lady of Lourdes, right? And the guy who cut the deal with Our Lady of Lourdes, he's not even here anymore, right? So, it's not to me, we don't always have to swing for the fence. We don't always have to swing for the fence. I think if you go, what made this work under the HUD model was HUD made everybody feel like they were a part of the show. It wasn't just the major corporations. It was the mom and pop shops, and they showed up and they gave money and they supported and they traveled with the team. And so I think we kind of need to get back to that. I don't know if that's the vision of the athletic department, because they're seeing the big time dollar signs. They see the Southern Misses of the world with their $4 million NIL budget or $3 million NIL budget, and they believe that they have to get it now. But I think at the same time, sometimes the small donations go a long way. Look, the Marshall fan right here, Herd fan, small donations, Marshall, lowest tier, just $5 a month. That goes a long way. That accumulates. It is
Jerry,
real.
We have said this ad nauseum on here. We have given ideas. We looked at the App State Student Club and all this stuff. No, we're good. We're going to keep doing what we're doing because that's so effective.
And that's the thing. And that's
why we need
too.
new blood in this athletic department. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying anybody needs to get fired, but we need new blood and we need new thoughts and new ideas.
Well, we definitely need new ideas. I mean, look, here's the problem. You can't hide from the results. Like, I think the problem now that we're facing is people are seeing we're getting out recruited by Eastern Michigan. People are seeing we're getting out recruited by Louisiana Tech, who we used to laugh at for having no money. People now see we're getting out recruited by Jacksonville State, who was an FCS team 2 or 3 years ago. People see it now. So there's nothing you can really defend looking at that, because the main conclusion in all of this is, well, they out recruited us because we don't have money. And then the next question is, well, what does EMU have that we don't? Because we know that they don't have that much money over there. I mean, I guess not. I mean, Ryan, what do you think?
EMU has the Dick Tower, Gary.
That's true.
Oh man, that was freaking awesome.
That is true. That's a good
amazing
point. Maybe they go let them go up the tower. I don't know, but it's just now I'm at the point now where there's so much discouragement. And it's not just NIL, it's everything beyond NIL. We're not winning, right? You look at across the board in sports. And another thing we need to address, guys, when it comes to NIL, you look at a Jacksonville State, they're putting all their money in football. McNeese is putting all their money in basketball. We're trying to raise money for all four, the big four, right? Football, basketball, softball, and baseball. But the thing is, in order to do that, you got to be able to you got to have a big plan. What is our plan? If McNeese is just going to go raise money for basketball and we're trying to do the big four, what is our plan? Because obviously we have a lot more to try to raise than just,
My plan is for the basketball team to get a dub against Texas State.
Because
if we beat Texas State,
36.
Hey, look at the score. Look at the score.
Big Cab.
Good Cab, where you at, Cab?
Big Cab, 36.
Hold on. We're gonna screenshot this because your boy. There we go.
Big Kev went from 6 to midnight whenever he saw that.
Oh man, little Cab with big Cab right there. All right. No. I think that, look, y'all, we need there are changes that need to be made, and NIL is crazy. I mean, look at Zion Chris. I mean, that dude's now he commits to Southern, goes to Tulane, and I know. Look, I'm so irreverent. It doesn't bother me that I said, "Oh, you all holy until money comes around." But KG is so good. He's such a good dude. I'm gonna give you the floor, KG. I know you want to talk. I know you want to say a little something, but the floor is yours, brother.
So I made some comments about Zion and God last week that kind of sat on me a little bit, and I told the guys, I want to take a little time and kind of readdress what I said. And I made a little something. I said a little something in Cajun threads. If y'all are on there, you probably read it already. But last week I said that God has better things to do than worry about college football. And, I'm going to eat my foot on that one. That is totally incorrect. And evidence of that is Francisco Mendoza and Mario Cristobal after the biggest games of the season. The very first thing that they said when an ESPN reporter put a microphone in their face was, all glory to God. God for the blessings. Everything we do is for God. And I love that because that's how it should be. So I want to kind of readdress what I meant. God is everywhere. He's got his hand in everything. There is nothing too big or too small for God. So when I said that God has bigger things to worry about, obviously I'm talking about, the miracles he has to work on a daily basis, or war or death and that kind of thing. What I meant to say and what I should have said is that when you make a personal decision, right, something that is, mainly based on money, a financial decision, especially one where in one instance you're giving a team or a man your word, and within days or maybe even, weeks, you're turning around and doing something totally opposite. Well, that's bad faith. That has nothing to do with glory to God. That God may have blessed you with that second opportunity, but you still operated that second opportunity in bad faith. So that's what rubs me the wrong way with glory to God, God first, and all of that stuff. Yeah, God has his hands in everything. He gives us, blessings on blessings in all areas of our lives. But you can't use that as a talking point on social media when you act in bad faith, especially acting in bad faith when money is involved, which money is the root of all evil. It's very, well documented. So I wanted to readdress myself on that, but I appreciate the opportunity. But yeah, man, it's kind of been weighing on me because I was wrong, and I want to be a man, I want to put my hand up and say I was wrong. But yeah, man, all glory to God, and we try to do things the right way.
I don't think you're wrong, bro. But hey, you know what I pray and thank God for every single day, is Doug Edwards.
Happy birthday, Doug.
Doug Edwards, the birthday boy,
Happy
joining
birthday,
us.
boy.
Hey, that's the big D, and I don't mean Dallas.
Wow.
Doug, how old are we tonight, man? How old are we today?
I just turned 22, baby.
22.
What?
All right. All right.
Man.
All right.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
Hey, Doug,
No.
when are we gonna go get a free steak at Michael's on a Friday afternoon for lunch?
on hey,
On Friday.
tomorrow or Friday.
He don't even want to go. He wants to go tomorrow, Ryan. Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Well,
I
he's
wanna
out.
go tomorrow,
Your boys hit me up today in the middle of the day, going, "Hey, when you coming in town? I want to go to Yargo Friday." I'm like, "God damn, dude, it's Wednesday and I'm in Houston."
Shouldn't you be getting ready for Miami Moon tonight?
KG, you're not even in the group chat. What are you doing?
Yeah,
We're gonna add him. We're gonna add him.
No,
We're gonna add him.
Yeah. Speaking of, why is
You know what? You know what? I'm doing
Be
it.
praying for me for
I'm
the
doing it
rest of
right
his
now.
life. No, Jerry.
What you mean?
Jerry,
What you
create
mean,
another
no?
group chat. You already created like 150 of them.
He's a big boy. He can handle
Speaking
it.
of Michaels, and my mama's watching. She don't know what Michaels is. I hope she doesn't know what Michaels is. But I've been to Desperados, but I've never been to Michaels. Hey, if they got the, you know what I always wondered about those places is like they say free crawfish Fridays, and like, are you just sitting there like peeling crawfish and you got shawls in your face? Like, I don't know how that works. So like spaghetti, like if they like free spaghetti and like,
Hey, Nick,
Hey,
the best part of Desperados on Fridays was free shrimp spaghetti Fridays. I'll let you figure that one out.
I don't want to figure that one out. Yes, the fabric place, Mom. We're talking about the fabric place. She used to bring me there as a kid. Doug, good to have you, man. I'm gonna mute you, but unmute yourself whenever you want to talk because we just don't want any background noise. KG, thank you for that, by the way. That was good. I'm trying to see what
How do we go? How do we go from Todd to Michael?
because
The segue was ridiculous.
That's all Doug's fault.
well, you're
Happy
like
birthday,
praise
Doug.
God, Big D, and I don't mean Dallas. Like that wasn't me,
Okay,
bro.
yeah,
you
well,
said that.
you're right,
I'm
you're
just
right, you're
saying.
right.
Let's
To shrimp spaghetti at Desperados.
Look, dude, they're keeping it. Look at this. We're keeping it close, man. I'm telling you, I'll be so insufferable to that guy, that one guy who says, "Oh, I'm an award-winning reporter." He's like Preston Guy, and he's got like a third place picture that he won an award for one day. But they had the Bubba's Cup.
He took a picture in front of the Bubba's Cup.
But dude really sent me a picture of his little certificate award. Come on, man. Y'all take this stuff too seriously. I'm just saying. What else is on your mind, boys? CFP coming up. Got the Jerry, go ahead.
North Florida's 2-15 in basketball. I know that's totally random. RC.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. RC. Let's talk about North Florida. Let's talk about that. RC needs to go get a new vape at Tobacco Plus, I think. No, RC's not. He's not touching that, bro. He is not touching
no
that.
comment on
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. All right, KG, what's on your mind, baby?
No, I was just going to say before we get off the transfer, guys, I was really going to hit on the 3 that we got.
Yes, thank you. Because I forgot about that.
Yeah, so, of course, we got Prince Malbrew from LCA, played for Northwestern State, transferred to LSU, coming to us. I want to say he has somewhere in the ballpark of 30 career tackles, maybe 3.5, 4.5 tackles for loss. So
I can't lie, though, man. I'm excited about Prince Malbrew. That's a dude.
Oh, he's a man.
And
here's the deal. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he's a middle linebacker or an outside linebacker. I think he's a middle linebacker. If you have not seen that kid, I suggest you pull up a picture. The dude is sculpted like a freaking Greek god. And let me just say this. Athleticism in the Sun Belt can get you where you need to be, even if the talent isn't there at times. You can manhandle people in the Sun Belt. They're not as big as SEC kids. So maybe his size alone can get him where he needs to be as a player. And listen, he was a really good player at LCA, covered him for many years. So I'm not saying he's not talented. Obviously he is. I'm just saying his size on top of that in the Sun Belt, man, you can do whatever you want. You can throw kids around, honestly.
Be the blind side out there. Ooh.
Let's talk about the other 2. Defensive lineman from Tarleton State. Tarleton State's a good program. Now, he didn't play much. I want to say he had 6 tackles, maybe a tackle and a half for loss, and that's really it. So he didn't really see the field much, but Tarleton State is a reputable program to get a kid from. And then lastly, y'all talked about Jason Mitchell from Tulane. He went to Destrehan. I believe he played on those Destrehan teams that were just going undefeated year after year and running through state championships in 5A. So that they have a great program. And then, like Jerry said, he went to Tulane, which is another great program with great coaching. So you hope, even though he has no career stats, no games played, that he's learned a little something, right? So, but bottom line,
I'm laughing at Doug. He's like, I'm leaving now.
Doug's doing his own thing. I was kind of laughing too.
He usually does.
But no, the most concerning thing, I'm glad that we're hitting on positions that are a big need for us. Obviously, linebacker, line on both sides, offense and defense. Those are needs. But when you have 10,000 kids in the portal and you only secured 3, man, that's a problem. That's a problem. I mean, that's a problem. And going back to
apparently that's the reporter's problem, not the head coach's problem.
Well, I didn't say it was the reporter's problem.
Well, I'm not saying it's his problem. I'm saying I don't like it. Now, whether or not he does it, that's his thing, but I just don't like it.
You want to know the bigger problem, Nick? When McNeese has a bigger NIL fund than the Cajuns do, and they're in the South End, and we're up here, I say up here, we're playing in the Sun Belt. That is a problem. When you're more in the ballpark of the ULMs and the Nichols and the Southeasterns, that is a problem, right? We're not even in the realm of and you know what? I think it may be karma for us because we talked a lot of shit about Louisiana Tech whenever they were coming into the Sun Belt and we were laughing and calling them broke. Well, come to find out, not even a month later, we're $30 million in the hole and we look like the massive idiots across the board. Maybe we're having our bit of karma here. So
you know what this reminds me of with Louisiana Tech, 2014, whenever HUD invited all their recruits to come to watch our game against them at Cajun Field, and they drug their freaking nutsacks all over our foreheads.
They beat the dog shit out of us.
And all of our fans talk so much shit leading up to that game because HUD was in his 4th year. And we were supposed to be, whatever. And I think they beat us by 20-something points. Oh shit! Is that Thelma?
We got my mom here. I hate to cut you off, RC. You know what? My mama sent me a text. What did your text say, Mom?
I said, "You think I don't know?"
My mama knows what Michael's is. How you know that?
Baby, I'm 83 years old. I should know.
No, actually, that's the opposite of what you should know.
Not know.
I know.
Yeah, okay. Cole agrees you should not know.
I've been around. Okay?
Oh my God! Okay, we're ending this conversation right now.
We used to have fun at Lipsticks, baby.
All right, go to bed. I don't know why you're still up.
Miss Thelma, have you?
She can't hear you, RC, but I'll commit. So Ryan has a question for you. What is that, Ryan?
Has she ever had the shrimp spaghetti?
Ryan wants to know if you've ever had shrimp spaghetti.
From Michaels.
Well, I don't know. When I'm supposed to have shrimp spaghetti?
At Michael's, he said.
Oh, no.
Okay, good answer. All right, go to bed.
I am in bed.
Oh, go to sleep. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Sorry, Ryan.
This is phenomenal. I love when she comes on the show.
This is great content, man. And she does FaceTime. I figure I could probably get her to figure out how to come on here. She can do FaceTime, but
I mean, most of the people watching are familiar with the Cajun culture, but we have people like the Herd fan that may have not heard a real Cajun talk. That's a Cajun right there, baby.
That's a Cajun
Now,
right
I'm
there.
83 years old. You act like I'm not supposed to know what that is.
Oh, my God. I don't like
it.
that.
I love that woman.
I don't like that. I'm calling my brother in the morning. What's Thelma doing when she late at night, bro? Tell me if you ever see Thelma out at Michael's, please.
Is she watching on YouTube on her iPad?
Oh, she watches every episode.
Dude, I'm tired of this. I put my head down for a second time and we're back in a 10-point hole.
How'd you not watch us all season?
Nick, hold on, Nick. Wait, RC. Before you got on, me and Nick, he had it pulled up, and what was it, Nick? Like 11-9. The game had just started, but it was a 2-point game. We got to talking in a very small conversation.
It was like 27-3 or something. Yeah,
dude, we looked up. No bullshit. I looked up. It was 24-12.
Well, it's always the last 10 minutes of the game where we kind of seem to shit the bed. I don't know if they're just wearing us down, or and look, we are down Joshua Lewis tonight, and I heard some pretty bad news concerning
me
him.
too. Yeah.
But it's concerning. The last 10 minutes of, we shouldn't have lost to Southern Miss, shouldn't have lost to South Alabama. Troy just whipped us up and down the court, but it seems like even the game that we won against Southeastern, we were up by 16, 18, whatever it was. Last 10 minutes, they started chipping away. So I don't know what it is, if we're getting tired in the last 10 minutes or what, but the last 10 minutes of every game, don't matter if we're winning or we're losing, they either pull away or they take the lead.
Herd fan, you definitely need to make it down to Lafayette. Russ and the Thundering Herd guys. Herd fan, what was their I'm not thinking of it, but Russ is cool people, and they came down. They hung out with us for the day. Please do come down to Lafayette. Josh is not high on Q, and man, I don't know. I feel like we don't have the right roster this year, and
you have to give him 1 year.
And that's what I'm saying. You got to let the man figure it out. He's a first-time head coach.
Is it frustrating to watch? Yeah, but you still have to give him 1 year.
Agree.
Our favorite coach from the last 15 years, he started out 4-14 too, but you know what? He had a foundation. Even though Robert Lee sucked at the end of his tenure, he left them Chris Gradnago. He left them He left them Randall Daigle. He left them a really good roster, and he finally put it together the second half of the year. So, we could be upset. And we could be disappointed because of what was talked about before the year. But I think we got to give him a chance to lay his foundation.
All right, Josh. I quantified or whatever. I made sure we understood you just asked a question. I get it, but it's true. $1 million roster every year is year one. I get it. And then unless you hire a skis like Will Wade, that's going to be tough to replicate that McNeese has. But look at what Will Wade has done for McNeese basketball, and he's not even there anymore. They still have the NIL.
This is not $1 million roster.
Well, it's not. But you get what I'm saying.
They raised the funds for future development.
Right.
You heard development before, go figure. But this is not a 1 year project. So just because they raised $850 and then whatever they did at the banquet, it doesn't mean that every single penny of that fundraising effort is going to this specific roster.
And I'm okay with that.
That's a good point.
I'm okay with that.
I also think too, look, last year he gets hired. What's the first thing he does after his opening press conference, right? He goes back to Houston, and that's a full month's worth of March Madness where he coached another team. I'm curious to see if those 3 or 4 months here in the offseason after building a foundation this year, how much of a difference it does make, right? Because I mean, after he took the job, let's be honest. I mean, he only had a few months to recruit. He only had a few months to put a roster together. So I agree with RC on this one. I'm willing to give him a full off season and try to build off of what we did or didn't do this year. And see next year. Now, like next year, if we're 4-13 or 4-14, and our team is mostly healthy, because that's another thing. We got to be healthy. This team is limping down, literally dragging their legs down the court because they're so hurt. So we gotta do something about that. I'm glad Mark Hockey is the strength and conditioning coach for football again. Thank goodness. I think that's going to make a difference somewhat. But no, I'm willing to give Q needs a full off season to build on what he's doing now.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit before you go, RC, on Mark Hockey. Mark is great. I'm glad Hockey is our strength and conditioning coach, 100,000%. I wish he'd never left. My concern is the nutrition changing, or are we getting the money for all the other stuff that we need that other schools are getting? That's my concern. Go ahead, RC.
No, well, no. What I was going to say is, if he has a full 3-4 months like he didn't have whenever he first started here, one of the silver linings is about this year being bad is that he can get kids to come over here and say pretty much like, we need you immediately. You could start immediately. You could get this type of money immediately, and you could help us immediately. That's the thing I think is different from, going from the NCAA tournament and having to sit through, plane rides and going back and forth from Houston to Lafayette to wherever, San Antonio, wherever the Final Four was. He could actually make a schedule, get on time with whatever he needs to get on time with, and present the right people, not just the amount of money, but the right circumstances for them to come play for the Cajuns. And if you see a 4-14 team, might be 4-15 after tonight, whatever, they see that, and some kids might think, oh, well, shit, I'm not going to play for a team that sucks. And other kids that can actually build a foundation and want to play for somebody that wants to build something, it's completely different. So I think that's what this offseason is gonna be different compared to last offseason.
I agree, Josh, that how hard is it to get investors to buy into the NIL fund in 26? Look, here's the problem. You got a Billy Navarre in Lake Charles that his family will just give unlimited funds, whatever they need, they'll take care of them. You think Sharon Moss is giving us unlimited funds? You think the Citrons are giving us unlimited funds? We have money in Lafayette, and I'm not talking in the billions of dollars, and I'm not saying ask him for $1 million a year. Who's asking him for it? Who's pushing the envelope? When they say, we'll give 50, how about you say, hey, give us 100, let's see what we do. You pull it back next year if we don't do well. Who's asking those questions? I don't think anybody's asking those questions. Yeah, it goes back to my point about a fundraiser who doesn't want to fundraise. Doug, before we go to UKG, I just got to say I'm impressed. You have an orange cat and not a black pussycat. So very impressive. KG, go ahead. What's on your mind?
No, I was gonna say, RC. We haven't given basketball enough attention this season, and that's obviously because they're 4-14. It's kind of hard to, talk positively about them. You're very involved with the team. Is there something that you see currently, whether it's a player or a scheme? Is there something that you're watching, even though we're 4-14, that you think is gonna, basically roll over to next season? And whether it's a player or a scheme or something that you're seeing Q doing. Like, what about this team right now? Is there a positive? Like, you talk to me about what you're seeing with this ball club.
Well, the positive is the camaraderie. I've seen a couple of people say that losing sucks, and it's kind of starting to get to the way that they play, but I haven't seen anything that would tell me that they've ever quit.
They don't quit. That's what I was going to say. It's awesome.
They are balls to the wall, whether it's in practice, whether it's in weight training, conditioning, a game on a Sunday afternoon at noon, or a Thursday night at 7:00. They're the same team as far as giving it their all. Now, as far as, like I said, the foundation, I think the specific, 4 or 5 guys that we were depending on this year. You talk about Finister. Finister's great. I think he's going to be a hell of a player. And then you talk about Keller. Keller's out for the year. We got Josh Lewis, who I don't know if he's going to come back this year, but he's shown sparks. Sean Elkington, he was supposed to be a big contributor to this year. I just think a lot of things contributed to what we're having to deal with, and a practice like you've never seen before, 100,000% intensity. There's focus. There's everything that you. And I'm not going to say you didn't have it in the last regime, but it's just amplified so much. And there's respect and there's love between the kids and the coaches. So I look at that as a positive because they care about the record. Obviously, you care about wins and losses, but I don't think it makes them who they are. And so I think next year, this is like trials and tribulations right now. You go through the bullshit to get to the good shit. And I think next year it's going to be completely different. Now, I could be completely wrong. I've been wrong a million times before, but that's just the way that I see it.
Yeah, I still find it amusing that people formerly associated with the university's spouses are taking joy in the fact that we still have a similar record to her current.
Nick.
Yeah, whatever.
If I had an OnlyFans, she would be my only fan.
No, I might be your fan too.
Well, no, but honestly,
no,
that's a good segue, Nick. Because
I hope my mama don't know what OnlyFans is. If she does, we're not calling them out on that.
If she knows what Michaels is, she knows what OnlyFans is.
Man, that's that store I went to that sells OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean they got fans all over. That's nice.
Man, you went from a fabric store to a fan store? Shit.
But no, for real.
Yeah, go before Doug, because I know Doug wants to chime in.
No, but for real, though, do you think that everything that happened with Marlon put more pressure on Q to, like, win now? Because you have so many fans that are... No, but hear me out. You have so many salty, older fans that actually want to see him fail because they're more concerned about being buddy-buddy with
then
Bob.
You're not a fan. That pisses
Correct,
me off.
but that's what I'm saying. Is it amplified because some of the fans... Yeah.
You have fans and you have friends, okay? I've always said it didn't matter if my brother, my cousin, my dad, my nephew, whatever was on the team. I've been coming to fucking Cajun basketball since I was in the womb, literally. December of 1983, my mom popped me out, and in February, they were passing me around Blackham Coliseum. The next year, they were passing me around the Cajun Dome. 6 years later, I was a ball boy on the Cajun Dome floor. Whether it was Bobby Pascal, Marty Fletcher, Jesse Evans, Robert Lee, Bob Marlin, or Quantus White. I've been here before, and I don't care who the coach is. I am a fan of the program. So you have these people that get a little bit too connected, and they have a hard time digesting what is fact and what is fiction. Fact is that we were, and I'm not saying anything bad about Bob Marlin, but 15 years and 2 tournaments is stagnant. It's very, very stagnant. There was 1,800 paid attendance in the Cajun Dome, and you might have had 300 to 400 people. I think Lamar, like Jerry said, 400 scanned paid tickets.
411.
411 scanned tickets.
Year 15, that says all you need to know. And then we lost by like 30. So
yes,
the fans spoke. They spoke by not showing up last year.
Yes. Now, at the same time, you also have to look at the leadership. Who signs this man's contract? Who gives him extensions? Who gives him raises? Who tells him it's time to go? Who tells him it's time to go now? And we don't know all the background of everything or how it went down. but that might leave a bad taste in not only the coach's mouth, maybe the head of the social club's mouth, the rebounders club, whatever. And I think that's where there's a disconnect between somebody who's a fan and somebody who's a friend. That's why I've never, in my entire fandom, basically, I think with my head and not my heart. My heart belongs to not just the basketball program, but the whole USL, UL program, period, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, softball, whatever. And I've never become close with a coach, ever.
Well, I can't say that. I mean, I was always Robe was probably the exception for me.
But that's 100%
that was different. Yeah,
that's 100,000% different. Now, at the same time, you became friends with him, and look what he did for our baseball program.
Yeah, but at the same time, when people were saying, "Hey, maybe this ain't cutting it," I didn't go out and defend him and say, "No, he's the best thing ever." Like, people can have their opinions. It's okay.
Okay, that's where you're different,
right?
People are salty about this, and then they come to the game still. They take pictures. They talk about the crowd. They talk about attendance. They talk about $1 million rosters. And it's stuff that people just can't let go. So the time, whether he was drawing 2,000 or 200, the bottom line is the first couple of games after we went to the tournament in 23, whenever we probably should have and could have beat Tennessee, the next year, the opening game, we're playing, I don't know, Louisiana College or Christian or Loyola, and we have 800 people. There was no excitement. There was no excitement. So whenever people start talking about becoming stagnant and wanting to build a program, like there needed to be new blood infused into this program. Now, whether or not Q's the right hire, I don't know. It remains to be seen, but it should take more than 1 year. And I don't want to hear about $1 million rosters and NIL. And we don't have that. We don't have that.
Well, another thing too is why does Q get such a short leash when Bob got 15 years? Why is it that the guy just literally got the job? He wasn't even hired a full 12 months ago. And then all of a sudden, because he starts off slow, now it's, you see. To me, it's what you're saying, Ryan, is it's more personable. What's more personal with these people? It's not about the program. And I've always said, look, to your point, Nick, I knew Tony Robichaux very well too. But you know what? When we weren't winning, when we finished, under 500, I wasn't happy. That doesn't take away the fact that Tony Robichaux was a great man. But you see, the problem with these people and some of these people that are saying those things that you're talking about, Ryan, is they can't divide the man from the job. And sometimes you got to divide the coach from the job. But go ahead.
Can I say something about Tony? Is that he understood the criticism.
Sorry. It got quiet. What are you guys doing?
No, he understood the criticism, right?
Yeah.
He knew that something wasn't going right. Now, what did he do? He didn't sit up in the press conferences and call out the players or the administration or whatever.
Or yell at the reporter for asking a tough question.
He took it on the chin like a man, whether it was 3 straight years or 4, whatever it was, going without going through. He took it like a man and he said, "This is on me." That's completely different.
It is completely different. Doug, I know you want to chime in. It may have been like 20 minutes ago, but we were deep in combo. What's up, man?
Okay, so the key for the UO basketball team to win is put in damn Christian Landry.
Put Constable Landry Jr. in. Yes.
Put him in.
All right, boys. We're gonna make this full screen right now because look at this.
All right.
Oh, there's gonna be a foul there. Oh, that might be
look how many seconds are left. Look how many seconds are left.
But dude, like this is what you were talking about. The fact that they don't quit, that's good shit. I mean, we need a big. That's our biggest problem. We really needed. I think if Hosanna stayed, I'm not going to say we would have 10 more wins this season, but I think we just need a big, man.
You beat South Alabama. You beat South Alabama. You beat Southern Miss. You win at least those 2 games.
I'll say this much about roster retention from last year. I think the 2 main people that we should have kept was Hosanna and Mo. I know a lot of people didn't really like Mo's attitude, but
I like Mo though. He was a baller, man.
But he's a scorer. That's it. He's just a scorer. Oh my God.
It's shit like that, man. It's like, when things just aren't going your way. I didn't even what?
Said he stepped on the line.
Man, oh man.
I know, yeah. Well,
what is this,
let me take this back down.
What is this? The 4th or 5th time this season we took it to the wire and just couldn't close out. Or I say close out. We didn't really have the lead down the stretch, but
well, sometimes you got to learn how to win, man, and we still haven't done that. It's like football. Football was the same way. We had to learn how to win because it was a big stretch where things didn't go our way. I'm just mad I didn't get to talk shit.
Speaking of football, you want to jump into the CFP conversation? I know we talked about the semifinals last week.
No, Lord, here we go.
So Indiana and Miami. And I want to say this before we jump. Oh my God, it's been fun tonight. It's been fun.
Good night.
Y'all have a blessed evening.
Why, dude? Why, bro?
Why me?
Yeah, why this? Really?
Why not? I'm not saying. Look, I would be ecstatic if Indiana won. That's the best college football story of all time.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, the movie writes itself.
They're gonna make a movie out of it if they win. Yeah,
has to.
I think that they're a team of destiny. It is what they are. But at the same time, they got their work cut out for them. I don't think they're gonna just beat the crap out of them like they did Alabama and Oregon. I think Miami lines up really good with them. They match up really good with them in the trenches. Miami runs the ball. If Carson Beck, if he holds on to the ball and he don't throw it, over 25 times, he don't throw interceptions, make those stupid throws that he did against SMU and against Louisville. I don't think it's an 8.5 point game. That's all I'm saying.
Can I say, and I'm glad you brought that up because watching the Miami game last week against Ole Miss, I thought their game plan was perfect. And and I'm going to say this because not a lot of people thought about it. The way they were running the ball virtually on every first down play was telling me that they were trying to get enough yards to do it again on second down and keep the ball out of Carson Beck's hands. It's almost like they didn't want him throwing too much because they didn't want him to turn the ball over like we know Carson Beck to do in big games. But yeah, if they're going to run that same formula against Indiana and play great defense, which I'll be honest with you, I personally think Miami's defense is better than Indiana's defense, especially on a talent-wise. Their front line, I mean, Bain might come to the damn Saints for all we know.
I'll gladly take them.
But I'm just saying, Miami.
I'll gladly take them.
Miami probably is the better defense. Now, if they're also going to pair that with a strong run game like they did, against Ole Miss and keep Indiana off the field. Well, so in the first half of that Miami and Ole Miss game, I want to say Miami ran like 4/5 of the plays in the first half. Like, that's insane.
They burned a lot of clock, yeah.
Ole Miss only ran I want to say they ran less than 20 plays in the first half. It might have been closer to 15. Like, if you're going to keep an offense that cold, I don't care who you are. Look, Trinidad Chambliss is one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. He was ice cold in the first half, and it's not his fault. He was never on the field. Miami's running game kept him off the field. So if they can do the same thing against Indiana, absolutely, I think they have a chance. But like you said, everything that I've seen Indiana do offensively at will, my argument coming in tonight was, let's kind of flip this. Oregon versus Miami, that would be a great matchup. I think that is a very even-keeled team. Now, to your point, RC, do I think Indiana's going to come out the gate and blow the doors off of Miami? I don't. Miami's playing at home. They're going to be very motivated. Mario Cristobal is a great coach. They're very good on defense, and they're pretty good at running the ball. And that is a great combination. But Kirk Cignetti got a little something about him that is different, like Nick Saban type different. What they've built with 0 5-star guys is different. Like, they just took a bunch of scrappy grinders. Like, it almost feels, and I'm laughing because I'm thinking about it this way. I'm a baseball guy. It almost feels like that Coastal Carolina team with Gary Gilmore when they won the World Series. They didn't have any 5-star dudes. They just had a bunch of fucking grinders that got on the field every day and beat your ass down. And that's what Indiana wants to do. They take the field and listen, they got a quarterback he's a dude. He's very well spoken. I love everything about him.
Well, I'll tell you this much about Cignetti. That cat is a freaking stone cold killer.
Oh, dude.
He does not flinch. He's not stupid. And he's been around this game for a long time. And his dad was a coach too.
And he steps on your throat when he's got you beat.
Oh, he's the kind of guy that does not. He don't park the bus. He's gonna stay on the throttle.
And I'll tell you something about that. That kind of goes along with that. Whenever they got up 14-3, I think it was in the Rose Bowl. I think Alabama was plus on DraftKings. They were plus 14.5. I said, well, shit, that's just kind of sucker bet. It's a sucker bet because I lost. But I'm like, there's no way that they're gonna continue. Well, next thing you know, it's 21, 24, 31, 30. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, this guy does not take any prisoners. And I think that you talk about the talent gap, you know, if you looked at the Final Four teams, they have I think they have 0 5-stars and maybe like 4 4-stars, and the rest are transfers and 3 stars. Oregon had the most 5 stars. I think Miami might have been next. Ole Miss was third to last, but he's doing something that is unprecedented, not just in college football, but just in sports, period.
Bingo.
This guy whenever he took over that job, they were the worst winning percentage football team in the history of NCAA. In 2 years, he got him up to second worst, and now he's playing for a national championship. But I'll say this. Mario Cristobal, which is another crazy thing to think about, is that he used to coach FIU in the Sun Belt. We have 2 Sun Belt coaches that are playing for the national championship.
But we're trash.
Okay, that's a whole nother thing. Mario Cristobal is not Ryan Day, and he's not going to throw a 5-yard out on the first play to try to establish something in the passing game. He is going to run until they could stop him. The only reason why Ole Miss was in that game was because he decided to get fancy and try to throw the ball whenever he should have kept running at 6-7 yards a pop. And he didn't do it, and it almost came back to bite him in the ass. Shut up, Doug.
No, I agree with that. That's a perfect assessment. But that's what I saw from Miami, is that they were limiting Carson Beck's ability to blow that game for them. Not that I don't think Carson Beck is a good quarterback. I think his ceiling is high. He can win you some games, but he can lose you a lot of games too.
There's a reason why over the last 2 or 3 years he was projected to be the number 1 quarterback in the NFL draft. He has the talent. And you saw it on the last drive whenever they won. So it's kind of crazy that they leaned on the running game the whole time, except for that last drive, and Carson Beck actually came through for him. He made some big 3rd down conversions, and obviously he ran in the winning touchdown. So that makes me believe that if he plays like he should and like how he knows how he should play, I think it's going to be a game. I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
I just want to say this. Shout out to Jabari Antoine from New Iberia, who's probably going to be starting Monday. I don't know the injury report from Miami, but he did have to finish out the second half because of that injury to that cornerback. So there's a chance a New Iberia kid from Westgate, correct me if I'm wrong, might be taking some snaps in the national championship game. But
he made some big time plays down the stretch.
He did.
I think I'm not 100% sure. Whenever they stopped him on, maybe it was third or fourth down, they called him for pass interference, and everybody was talking about that. But he was locked down, and you talk about the injuries, talk about the targeting that one of their secondary defenders. He's not going to be able to play the first half. So Jabbar, he's going to have to get in there and do the same thing that he did at the end of the game.
It's just a credit to the defensive backs that came out of that class from our area. I mean, look at Brent Gordon Jr. from Cecilia. Yeah. You got Jabari Antoine from New Iberia. What it's going to come down to me, though, RC, for this game is honestly the two number one wide receivers on each team. You got Tony on Miami, and you got Surratt on Indiana, who is like a freaking magnet. Me and my boy Luke Burbank were watching the game last Friday night on the back patio, and he was like, who is that kid? Because Luke, we don't watch a lot of Indiana football. We watch them now because they're on primetime, but people, casuals don't know the roster. I do because I watch enough of them, but every time they would throw the big number 13, who is that? The dude don't drop anything. Surratt's a dog, and he's going to that's an NFL talent. That dude is going to get on the field for
I would love him to be on the Saints draft board this year. I would absolutely love Surratt to be on.
He has kind of like a Marcus Colston feel to him. Like he's a big body and he runs a clean route. And like it feels like 50-50 balls. He's going to get his hands out in front of everybody and just lock it down. Like it feels like it doesn't get through his hands.
It's funny you say that because you say Colston and he wears number 13. And who was number 13?
MT. Can't guard Mike.
Yes. He reminds me of Mike Thomas. He's a possession receiver. Like you said, he's a magnet. Catches everything thrown his way. He made that catch against Oregon where he stuck his hands out. The defender was all over him.
And he just that's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yeah. But no, I think it's going to come down to the two receivers because I do think both teams obviously want to establish the ground game. Indiana runs the ball very well too. That O-line is a sight to behold. But I think Miami's D-line is formidable and could, it'll be a rock and a hard place. That's why I'm saying later in the game when there's a play to be made, those receivers are going to come into play, and it's going to be which one of those guys has the better game to get them over the edge. But if you're asking me at face value, and I'll just say it now, I would take Indiana by 14. And I'm not saying 14 like in a blowout. Indiana could score late to get it to that. But I'm just saying based on what I've seen Indiana do throughout the playoffs, and credit to Miami, they played a lot of close games up to this point. Every game they played in was a one-score game. That makes you a tough team. That makes you a dangerous team. But what Indiana's doing, blowing the doors off of very talented teams, like very, very talented teams, is something that we've never seen before. They're getting on the field and beating teams down like they're playing an NFL roster. Yeah, and as far as receivers go, Texas A&M had some pretty good receivers. They held them to 7 points or whatever, 3 point, whatever it was, 10-3. Ohio State, you got Jeremiah Smith, who actually he had a great game against them. And what's the other guy's name that's going to go in the top 10? They held him, Carnell Tate. They held him in check. It's not like they're immune to seeing good receivers. They've seen three, and then don't discredit Ole Miss. That's 3 straight games where they have receivers not locked down, but I mean they're not blowing the doors off of them. Is all I'm saying. Let me ask you this, boys. So, and I said this in the last show, I thought Trinidad Chambliss, his ability to move around the pocket and get out of some tough situations is what was going to keep Ole Miss in the game, and it did. Like, really, Trinidad down the stretch is the reason that Ole Miss was still in that game. And hell, he almost made a back shoulder throw on that Hail Mary. The dude got a hand on it. I mean, he put the ball in a spot. The point I'm getting that to, though, is Francisco Mendoza, he can use his legs when he needs to, but he's no Trinidad Chambliss. If he gets pocket happy, like comfortable in that pocket, and Miami just gets to tee off with Bain, and I forget the defensive tackle's name, who's also a complete stud. What I'm saying is Mesidor, but I think
He dislocated his elbow or something, so I don't even know if he's going to play.
See, I haven't heard the injury report, so I'm glad you said that. But the point I was getting at is, I don't want, Trinidad Chambliss was a problem for Miami because he was able to escape the pocket and do things outside of the pocket. I'm just worried that, Mendoza might have that same mobility, and that, obviously opens the window for Miami to get to the quarterback, which is their bread and butter. That's Mario Cristobal. That's his game. He wants to get after your quarterback with different looks and different blitz packages. And that's also what I think it may come down to is the mobility of Mendoza.
But he has great mobility. He's kind of, I hate to say that about a white kid or a Mexican, whatever. He's sneaky. He's sneaky, man. You know what I'm talking about. He's not like Trinidad. He's not like Lamar Jackson, but he is sneaky and he steps up, he takes his lanes, and he knows how to get out of pressure. He absolutely can run the ball. Absolutely.
Well, I guess that's kind of the way I wanted to word it is pocket awareness, right? He has to have good pocket awareness in that game for them to have success offensively, because Miami, like I said, they just want to tee off on your quarterback. They want to get to your quarterback. And at the end of the day, they want to hit him so often that he starts seeing ghosts. I mean, we saw that with Julian Sayin in Ohio State. They hit him so many times, it felt like he was getting jittery in the pocket with nobody around him. He was trying to escape the pocket when he didn't have to. That's what Miami wants to do to your quarterback.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just played 4 down linemen. They had a spy and a rover, and they let everybody else drop back, because I think Cristobal has that much trust in his line to get to him, and then he has the athletic ability like a spy and a rover to keep their eyes on Mendoza. And I think he also has confidence in the secondary to kind of keep the clamps down as needed.
But I think it starts up front, though. I mean, obviously it starts up front, but I think if Mendoza can make some plays with his legs early in the game, that'll be very telling for how the rest of it goes. I still think Indiana will win, and I think they win by multiple scores. But if they can contain him, but I mean, realistically, freaking Miami shouldn't even be there. Let's talk about that. They shouldn't even be there according to their own CFP rules. It should be Notre Dame, right? Shouldn't they be in? That's a wild twist. They're playing for Natty. Notre Dame sitting at home.
And I'll say this to piggyback off of you. I think that Notre Dame should have been in, and I think Miami should have been in. I don't think Alabama should have been in.
Oh, but no, they have to be in. There's that,
I don't think Oklahoma should have been in. They were obviously both fool's gold, and I know you got to let the games play out, and hindsight's 2020. But Alabama was obviously trending in the wrong direction. Notre Dame won 10 straight games. I mean, they beat the shit out of everybody that they played. They beat the shit out of Arkansas, vaunted SEC team. A&M barely beat Arkansas, and I know A&M beat Notre Dame, but to keep Notre Dame out this year, I don't think it was right. And I hate Notre Dame. I freaking hate them.
So RC, I had this conversation with my dad on the back porch when the seeding originally came out, and I want to kind of get all of y'all takes on it, honestly. Before the SEC championship was played, it's kind of fair to say that Alabama would have been somewhat a lock in the CFP playoff, because at the time they had 2 losses, so they would have been locked in. The argument that I had to my dad was, because my dad agrees with you, after they got blown out, and we had the conversation after the game. After they got blown out by Georgia, he was like, "You can't put Bama in now." And I'm only saying this to play devil's advocate. With all that we're hearing about, they're not critiquing the championship games because they don't want to get into a situation where a team sits out of that game because they're in a comfortable spot. Because who's to say Alabama could have just been like, "We're good. We're already in the CFP playoff. That's our goal." So if losing the SEC championship is going to hurt us, there's no point in playing that game. That's what I'm saying. We can't get to a point where, a team loses that game, or how should I say this? We can't get to a point where teams are foregoing, conference championships to solidify their CFP spot, because that is going to be a very gray and very wild area for college football going forward. And unfortunately, that is what would happen if they would have kept Alabama out, even though they got blown out by Georgia. Down the road in the future, some team would have said, "Well, look, Alabama was a lock. They were in your CFP, they were in your CFP predictions before the game. And then after the game, after they got blown out, they're out now. So I'm just not going to play my conference championship, and I'm going to be, I'm going to take my next step to the CFP because that's where we want to be anyway.
Yeah. All right, let's go around the horn. I want everybody to chime in. Prediction for Monday night. By the way, we will do the host party. If you want to watch live with us, two things. One, you got to promise you're going to watch the stream with us and not your own stream, because then there are delays and then we get pissed off when you say if something happens. So one, you got to promise that. Two, you got to get on Cajun Threads. We will start a new thread on that and how to participate. It is free. We're not going to charge for it, but we do want to have folks come out. And I got to tell you, the bowl game was a lot of fun. I think we pulled that off really well. We had some after dark things that won't be shared anywhere else. Hopefully nobody got clips of that, but it was a lot of fun, and we'll do it again. So be sure to get on Cajun Threads, and you do have to register with a valid email address. So look forward to seeing you guys there. But we will go around the horn and ask predictions for the game. I will start. My prediction is that Indiana will win 35-24. A 9-point, is that 9 or 11? Whatever. 35. I've been drinking. 35-20. Yeah, 11 points. Indiana. Go ahead, KG. What is your prediction for Monday night?
Same ballpark. I'm gonna go 38-24. That was the same kind of ballpark I was thinking as well. 38-24 Hoosiers.
Doug, what you thinking? Unmute yourself, dog. There you go.
So I was going with like in the it's going to be close. It's going to be tied, and then Indiana's going to go and drive down the field and kick a field goal to win the whole thing. I was thinking like 42, 45 area. I was going to go there, but yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. Yeah, so that's what I'm going with.
So yeah, Doug
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So Doug's calling a barn burner. He don't want no defenses on the field. My man just wants offense, guns blazing. He wants entertainment on his national championship.
But I do think it's going to be close through halftime. I think Indiana will pull away eventually, but I do think it'll be close, relatively close through like the mid-third quarter. Jerry, are you awake? You there? Okay. Get off OnlyFans. What are you predicting for the game? I don't know. Somebody brought that up earlier. I just wanted to mention it. What are your predictions for the game on Monday night?
I'm kind of in the same ballpark as you guys. I think it's going to be a 10-point win. I'll say 34-24 Indiana. I think the game's going to be close early on. I do think Miami's going to grind it out in the first 3 or so quarters, but I think Indiana in all three phases is just a better team overall. Their defense they play in position, their offensive line. I haven't seen an Indiana team or a team dominate the line of scrimmage since the Alabama Nick Saban days like Indiana has done. I found it kind of funny that Indiana spanked Alabama, beating them at their own game a few weeks ago in the Rose Bowl, and you saw it the other night against Oregon as well. I think Miami's got a great line of scrimmage. I think they're great at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. I just don't think it's enough to go against Indiana.
All right, my man. What you got, RC?
Okay, so over-under on this game is 47.5. I've been doing pretty good as far as picking the over-under. I'm going to say, with the way that Miami runs the ball, take the under. Take the under. The thing about Indiana and the way that they mollywopped Oregon last week was the turnovers. They forced turnovers. I think what's his name? Dante Moore had 2 fumbles, a pick. Well, obviously the pick six. If Carson Beck can stay out of that, I think you take the points and you take the under. Miami points under 47.5. And I'll say 24-21 Miami.
What's the spread right now, if you don't mind me asking?
8.5.
8.5 Indiana?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm taking Indiana.
Listen,
all
I'm
day,
gonna be a sick ass puppy if the Miami Hurricanes win the national championship. I'm gonna tell you all that right now, and y'all will be able to see my reaction next Monday on our show. So in live time, if Miami is doing their thing and going up and down the field, I might have to break my rule about no alcohol for a little while and start opening some beers and getting after it, because that would be I would be a sick MFer if that happened.
Do y'all follow up? Go ahead, RC.
They're not. I don't think anybody's gonna be going up and down the field. Indiana's a machine, man. They are a legit machine. But I think Miami matches up well with them, and there's just a feeling that I have. I don't know. I think Miami's gonna. I think they're gonna cover the spread, and I just have a feeling, man. I have a feeling the Canes are gonna take it.
Did y'all follow? Do y'all follow Barstool at all? Are you doing, Doug? What is that?
No, I'm just
You're having a fit.
I'm just copying him because he's like, oh, go you.
Doug gets a little bit of face. Doug gets a little bit of FaceTime and he don't know how to act.
That's
Dude
right.
don't know how to act.
Then he starts drinking. That's even worse.
Because he's like, oh yeah, go you. But dude, Miami is going to get their ass kicked.
I'm with you. I think they'll pull away. Wait,
Okay.
you said ask it. You said it was going to be a close game.
Okay, look, y'all got we got 5 people. We got 5 people right now on this pod. It's 4-1. And every time Doug starts doing this, I think he just got another titty picture for his birthday.
Yeah, that's true too. Dude, I got like 10 on my phone.
Happy birthday, Doug! Woo! Happy birthday!
Okay, so look, let's make a wager. We could go 4-1. We go 4-1. Everybody is on Indiana. I'm on Miami.
Okay.
If Miami wins, I'll pay each of y'all $100.
I wouldn't even say
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm
I-
sorry. If Indiana wins, I'll pay each of y'all $100.
But it's got to be Michael's money. It's not like you can't give us.
Hold on. I'm
Okay.
getting there.
All right.
$100 to each of y'all. That's 400 of my dollars that would have went to Cajun Edge. It's going to go to y'all if Indiana wins. If Miami wins, all of us on this pod have to take Doug to Miami Moon, and we have unlimited tab.
Stop talking. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know about KG. I'm not speaking on his behalf.
Doug's in a goddamn win-win. He's either getting $100 or he's going to Miami Moon with an unlimited.
Where's the? Yeah.
I was about to say, what?
Doug said, punch that in, baby.
You are all in the win-win here.
Doug, you need to hire that man as your bookie. You would never lose.
He is.
Hey, it's his birthday. It's his birthday. I got to give him something, man.
There you go.
So you either take $100 from me, or endless ad from Miami Moon.
Josh trying to get on the action. I don't know if you want on in this action, buddy. You might want to step out. Oh, Miami Moon. It all makes sense now. All right, boys. A couple other things. We did talk about a Blu-ray game. I know I've been talking about that. Dumontre is bugging me about it, which thankfully, because then I forget about it. Even McScratchy, DJ Menace was talking about it. So where should we? I mean, Ryan. Obviously, you know Michael's better than me. Do they have a back, little side thing where you can play poker or whatever? But I'd be down for what's that?
They have a restaurant. It's called Maryland's. So you go to Michael's and go to Maryland's.
That would be awesome. We could probably arrange something over there. So we could do that, or we could actually do it at a tailgate. KG, I know we talked about that. A little bit, just want you guys' take on where should we do the Blu-ray game, because I really want to make that happen. I think that'd be a lot of fun. RC, what you pointing down? What are you talking about? Your house?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay,
that's what I was gonna say. Blu-ray on a back patio, especially if you got some beer and a TV up there with a game on, dude. That's the ticket. That's the ticket.
So I'm gonna buy a big table. We're gonna get together, get like one of those foldable like legit poker tables. We'll do that. How many people? What's a max that is comfortable for Boo-Ray?
6.
Six.
Shut the fuck up, Doug.
Dang.
It's not like that,
dude, don't
yo.
jug.
Dude, it's not Jug, bro. That's not my name. It's Doug. Bro, it's not like that. I'm not doing it like that.
No, you were doing it like that. All right, so we're going to figure this out. All we know is that RC is hosting. We decided that. We're going to pick the participants, and then maybe we have a little tournament like we do one. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we'll start. We know it's going to be RC. We'll talk about it, Ryan.
Hey,
when we get this done. Constable Landry is in the house, so he's...
Getting together is first and foremost the fun part. You get people under the same patio, you could do whatever the hell you want. Just get us together, crack some beers open, have a good time, sit at the table, and let the chips fall where they may. We'll play whatever style y'all want to do. But yeah, let's get together, have some cold ones, and cut it up.
Yeah, we'll talk about what the buy-in is. We'll talk about all that, Shaws. Everybody brings something to eat and drink, so we're all contributing to that. And all right, boys, we're gonna make it happen. That'll be a lot of fun. All right, final question I have for everybody now. RC and Doug, I'm not sure if y'all were ready for this quite yet, but I do want to pose this question because it is our Grammys segment brought to you by Lafayette Travel and Eat Lafayette. My question of the day is: we talked about administration earlier, and I asked, things that we need to kind of reshuffle, and I think people are not in the right position for whatever reasons. But if you had to pick Ragin Review host or listeners, so we can have listeners in on this, what would your administration look like? Like, who would be your athletic director? Who would be RCAF director? I'll go first. I'll give you guys an example. Doug, shut up. Hold on. I'm muting you. You don't get to talk yet. You don't get to talk with the big boys until we tell you. All right. So I'll start. Athletic director, I have no idea. We're going to move on from that. For fundraiser, head of RCAF, my boy Josh. He's a closer, man. You bring him anything, and he's gonna close that deal. So I'm gonna take him there. I want KG as my mascot. I want him as my mascot with the overalls and the white boots.
Shrimp boots.
I'll take RC as just the general. I don't know if there's a name for the position, but a shit talker. If we need one, we got him. He's that in my administration. If I'm AD, okay, I'm naming myself AD. Jerry's going to be the guy we send to places that we want people not to donate. No, I'm kidding, Jerry. Jerry's going to be our liaison. Okay, he'll be a liaison. So whoever needs to talk, whatever, we'll do that. Doug, I can't say it publicly. Yeah, Doug, you would be on the administration, but I can't say exactly how you would fit in. We'll talk about that later.
He's the Miami Moon liaison.
He is. He's in charge of. I can't even say that. He's in charge of talent acquisition, if you know what I'm saying, and we'll go from there. No, we don't use that word, Doug. We don't use that word.
I do. You don't.
Well, I can't. It's like the N-word. I can't. It's the same thing. That word we can't use, okay? All right, KG. KG, let's talk about it. What's on your mind? Who's leading the athletic department?
So I'm going to kind of go, the way it is on my screen, you would be my broadcaster, the stadium at PA. Love that. You have the voice for it.
So
but not only that,
I
would also like you to be my basically anything we have, like to give a news interview or anything in front of a podium, I want you to be the mouth of the university.
You want me to be the guy that breaks the news that recruits aren't coming. I guess what you're saying.
You are the go-between. Anyway, okay. You are the voice of you are the voice.
All right, I got you.
Jerry, you would be my marketing director. I want you out in the public talking to people. You know a lot of people. You're very friendly. You're not afraid to bang down doors. You're very well motivated.
So basically, I'm Gerald Abear's Gerald Abear. That's me.
I would want you boots on the ground being the guy. RC, spot on. I'm putting Josh in front of anything financial. That dude's a closer. That dude is hungry for your money, for your time, to hear your comments. I know we haven't had him on the pod in a couple of weeks. I want to say for those that don't know, Josh is running a basketball team for his kids. That's why he hasn't been around lately. But Josh is doing the coaching thing, the dad thing. But Josh would be my financial guy. RC, I think I would make you like my GM. Like I would want you, maybe not as the athletic director, but I want you basically in the room in those conversations as a GM and as an advisor, like on that side of things. Kind of just basically giving, because you've been around, especially on the basketball side, you've been around since day one of your life. So like you have a lot of behind the scenes things with the Cajuns that you can give some really insightful info. So I think a GM role would be for you. Doug, you would be, I guess you would have to be
we
like
all laugh when we start talking about Doug.
Well, Doug to me is like a hype. Doug to me is like a hype man. Maybe I got it. Doug, you could be on social media. You could be the social media on the social media side. You can run all the socials. You can handle up on whatever team you want to build. You would be perfect on the social media and tech side. And I think I would give myself... And we can't forget
about Lane, by the way, because I forgot about Lane. Lane's my producer. He produces everything.
I like that you said that. Lane, and I thought about it today, would be my scheduling go-between. Anything that has to do with scheduling for sports, that's what I want Lane to do. Lane is a really good scheduler. He's very good with commitments, times, and that kind of thing. I think he would be perfect calling up a coach and saying, hey, what's your availability on this Saturday? Let's do a home and home. Let's do something like that. So that Lane would be on the scheduling side. And I guess since I'm the one calling the shots, I would put myself as the AD. But in a perfect world, Jerry, I would see myself more on the marketing side as well, getting in the community and doing that. But since I'm the one calling the shots in this little bubble, I guess my role would be athletic director.
Daryl Longclaw, he chiming in. What would you do? You'd sell shit, because we know you can do that, man. We know you're a guy who can sell stuff. So all sponsorships, everything runs through you, brother. All right.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, sponsorships.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, what you got, Jerry?
So I'll start with myself. Yeah, I could see myself doing marketing promotions. I was one of the first to scream about we needing a mascot, and I think that would be something that I would enjoy, knocking from business to business, kind of promoting the brand in many ways, because the brand is it's a holy grail. Apparently, we gotta protect the brand. That would be kind of my position, like you said, Cole. That was a good one, was marketing. Cole, I need you to be kind of a communications guy, but in the community. You are Cajun through and through. You wear it on your sleeve. You joke about you being a mascot, but when you go in the community to see what Cajun is all about and what the Ragin Cajun brand is all about, you personify that. I need you knocking on doors from business to business, talking about it and selling yourself, because we talk about mascots, but you're a pure Cajun. You're a Gilbo, and you've got that spunk of what it is to be a Cajun. I think we need to use something like that to if we want to monetize the brand. That's something I would have you do in the community. You'd be kind of that community liaison. Nick, I would kind of put you as the GM in many ways. You're very, you have a structure about you. You're passionate, and I think you would be somebody that could kind of lead in the meetings on where do we need to go from here, and here. Josh, my fundraiser. That's the fundraiser. He's the one that goes out and says, look, we need the money. Help us out. He's the main fundraiser. RC, you are a hype man, and you do have a lot of history with the school and the university and whatnot. I'm kind of putting you with the, kind of like with Gerald Abear. I'm putting you with the old money. You're a legacy guy. You're going into Bendel Gardens with the old money, trying to get the old guard to continue to stay on. You've got those connections. Doug, I like you in somewhere in the media presence. I would put Lane in social media. I'd let Lane run social media, but Doug, I'd kind of put you not necessarily in social media, but like you do the TV. I'd like you kind of doing the broadcasting stuff. You'd be the one when we do the games, right? You do the broadcasting. You make sure the camera crew's working well. I'd put you in the broadcasting side. Did I miss anybody? Or
No,
that's
but
pretty much everybody.
I can't do that though, because Joel is so damn good at what he does.
Oh, I
We gotta
love
keep
Joel. Look,
so.
nothing against Joel. No, but this is hypothetical. This is nothing against Joel.
I'm
we
saying
love Joel.
Joel ain't going nowhere.
Joel
No
is a
doubt.
dog, friend of the pod. And dude, when he showed us the behind the scenes of his ESPN trailer, and I know they're going to be hopefully upgrading in the future, man, that was some cool stuff seeing all the equipment they got in that little white trailer. Because, man, they do some really.
He's got the drones and everything. When Debo hit that 3-run shot against
awesome.
Southern Miss with the drone, I mean,
Let me just put it this way:
art.
they do a lot with very little, and that's because of Joel and his passion and his commitment to putting out a good product.
Yeah, Josh is mad because we didn't call him AD. I named myself AD earlier, so you can't say I didn't do that. But I thought it was funny because somebody said RC would progressively get more drunk as the night progresses as color. Bro, isn't that what already happens? I'm pretty sure, Jay might be hitting the bottle a little bit during the game. I'm joking, Jay, if you're watching. Not really, but it would be more entertaining to have RC as your color guy. It would be colorful. RC, did we do you yet? We didn't do you yet, right?
No, but I want to hear Doug first.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I do want to hear Doug because this is all going to be interesting. Doug, what is
okay?
Okay, go.
Oh. Okay, so as the AD, the athletic director, I would pick Trump, Donald J. Trump, as the AD.
We're going way off the rules here. Good God.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We're talking about Ragin Review, people. DJT is doing it. He's busy, bro.
You said okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's
we're trying to keep it to us, right?
All right. So AD, I would go, man. I would go Cole as AD. It's just because he's I don't know, like you're just a cool dude, and I think you'll be a good dude for AD.
You're a cool dude.
Yeah,
so
Cole, you're cool. So you get
that is a tough,
because you do a ton of stuff. You're out there. I'll do AD. For me, I don't know. I'll be in charge of Instagram, Twitter, all the media stuff. Nick, you would be.
Oh God!
I get it. Nick would be the dude in that room that that no one gives a shit about because that's where he should be. I don't have an answer. I don't know. But
just say you're fired, Nick. You're fired. Just as you're fired.
This is the best episode ever.
Jerry would be, dude. I'm trying to think of areas, I don't know. I don't know, but RT would be that hype man. Jerry would be. The fuck is out there? I'm sorry for cursing. Man.
It's a deep breath as you're thinking.
I don't know. Jerry would be like the guy who's in charge of all the girls sports. I don't know. Okay, wait. Oh, event coordinator. Who would be the event coordinator?
Don't forget Josh.
That would be Nick. Oh, Josh too. Yeah. Nick would be the event coordinator because he puts on these things every fucking week. Sorry for cursing. And then Josh would be just that dude just to tell other people what to do.
That is insightful.
That is the definition of an AD, but You got it, bud. Cool dude.
That was the yeah. I'm sitting in. Nobody cares, so I'm sitting in a corner. Whew, that was wild.
He
All
put
right.
me with the girl sports.
Well, that's where
I mean,
you deserve to be.
Yeah,
Jerry's in charge of girl sports.
Like, what?
He's sitting in the
Like, what exactly is my position? I just.
What about me?
I don't know.
That was the best. That was the most.
Think of anything.
Listen, that was the most creative. That was the most creative round we've done so far.
Nick, nobody gives a shit about you, so you're just gonna be in the corner. You're fired. You know?
All right, RC. All right, RC. Follow that one up.
Yeah, Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't even know how. I don't even know how I'm supposed to follow that up. I guess if we're gonna put Nick in the corner, we got to give him one of those special chairs, not the casting couch, but the CUCK chair.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh God.
No. When?
Okay, so the vice president of intercollegiate athletics. Guess we could go ahead and give it to my man Josh. Everybody behind the scenes, Lane, Doug, you could be the special liaison, like they said, to Miami Moon, Michaels, Lipsticks and Desperados, if they were still here, rest in peace.
A world-class gentleman's club was Lipstick back in the day, by the way.
Yes. He could be the special liaison to that, and I think that I could probably be the closer on that. Doug got me fucked up right now. I'm not gonna lie. Doug got me fucked up.
How do you follow that up, man? That's where you should have gone.
Oh shit, Cole. I think you have been one of the best ambassadors for this brand, whether it's Ragin Review, whether it's for the UL Cajuns in general. Section A, shout out to all you guys. I think that you could do the right type of promotion whenever it comes to doing the things that need to be done in order to push this university in the right direction. Jerry, kind of like me, been here a long time. Good, bad, indifferent, we're still here. I think that you might just sit in the corner with Nick.
Maybe so.
At this point, with everything going on, why not? I mean, we'll get just as much. We'll just get just as much done as you know.
No, listen. We'll me and Doug. We'll let you tag along, and you could be the middleman, and then I'll be the closer.
We'll pay him in Shirley Temples. Oh, boys. By the way, the song I was trying to play earlier. Let me hit y'all up with that. There we go. Here we go. There we go. It's Mardi Gras season, boys. By the way,
they made a bounce version of this, huh?
But it's only the beginning of it, which I love. This is like good shit. I wish it were a full song, but the person who did this only made that much of it. But man, I think that is hot. I'm just saying, I like that a lot. So
I was waiting on Big Frida to come on and just light it up. I thought it was New Orleans bounce.
Look, they
freaking went from Bazille to Nola. I was ready to hear Big Frida come on and just rip it.
Look, that's good stuff. I'm just saying that is really good stuff. But boys, it has been a lot of fun. This has been exactly what it should have been, which is just fun and talking. And the more we drank, the more fun we had. And we got Thelma talking about strip clubs. We got Doug put me in a corner. Him saying words that shouldn't be said. This has been a fun night, and we appreciate you all for joining us. Thanks again to all of our sponsors, who you'll see in a bit. But guys, anything else? I'll go around the horn. Final thoughts for you, KG. Anything on your mind?
No, man. I mean, all I got to look forward to now, especially athletically, is baseball, right? We're hoping that, I mean softball too, but we're hoping that baseball has a better season than they're projected to have. You know, we talked about it on the last show. Really doesn't look great optics wise, but hey, we've been surprised in the past with Diamond Sports, and I'm hoping maybe there's a resurgence there, especially on the softball side, which has been our bread and butter forever. Because like we talked about in the last show, whenever baseball or other sports were doing bad, you can always rely on softball to get you to a regional or a super regional, and that was something that you could always hang your hat on. And I know that that Allie is trying very hard to get us back to that standard. So, yeah, I'm just hoping that Diamond Sports can take a large leap this year. Allie can continue to build it. Deggs, I'm hoping he can surprise us. But that's all I'm kind of waiting on, boys, is Diamond Sports to crank up. No offense to Coach Q in basketball, but that's what I got.
Jerry, final thoughts.
Well, hopefully we got some mojo back in baseball because we're going back to the OUL hat, so that's pretty cool. I guess that's a start. Let's hope we can actually play well in them, right? We don't want to discourage or tarnish the hat now. But, yeah, to Cole's point, I'm with you. I think Diamond Sports are coming up. It's always an exciting time, but like I said last week, there's a little bit of skepticism after last year. But at this point, it's coming whether we like it or not. Let's hope for the better, and let's hope we see improvement in both sports. Other than that, I had fun with you guys tonight. It was a blast. RC, Doug, thanks for coming on again. Happy birthday, Doug. And yeah, let's do this again. It was fun.
Doug, don't get us canceled. Final thoughts.
Okay, so for baseball is coming up, and that's all I can think of is what am I gonna do on Friday? Like, I just took off, so that whole day I'm off of work, so I'm like, shit. At shut up, Cole. At 10 a.m. in the morning, I'm going to get to that damn field and open up a can of damn hoop tea, and I'm going to drink my ass to that game. And that's what I'm going to do. Because you know why? Because UL freaking baseball is here, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Will you please wear the Natty Light costume I bought you, please? Oh, okay. All right. Yep, here we go.
Keep your clothes on. Keep your clothes on.
Dude,
that's the pot calling.
This motherfucker can't even fucking find it.
Okay, I don't have it in my closet.
Doug, you're 22 years old now, my guy. You got to get your life together, bro.
Get it together, man. Get it together.
Like, hey, I just can't. You know why?
By the way, give me that costume, and I'm gonna wear it on game day.
Yeah, please.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So,
Doug, you need your own podcast, man.
Emails. I have all these females that I can't even go and settle down with because they're all like, Dougie, here's my titties. Like,
what does that have to do with the costume?
All right, we're entering RR uncensored territory.
All right, yeah, canceled. Okay, moving on. I don't even remember the question.
It was final thoughts. Hey guys, thank you for letting me come on. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. I'm gonna go party with my boys. See y'all later. No, this dude's like, girls just want to show me there. I'm like, what are we?
But where did that even come from? We weren't talking about.
He's still looking for the costume. Look,
he's scared of what he's gonna pull out of there.
This is like a monkey humping a football.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, anyway, RC, wrap this up.
Final thoughts.
I don't know if I can wrap it up. I got to see what's gonna happen next.
I know. Me too. I want to see this. No, come back.
He's gonna have to get mom to help you, dog. Get mom to help you.
There we go.
Where's the top? Where's the top, Doug?
That
Where's
is
the top?
there's. I don't think there's anything. I think that is it. I think that's it.
Oh shit!
I need that.
This is it. Okay, you can have it.
You know, I was gonna
There you
ask you
go.
boys if you've ever
Merry
seen Mincy on Barstool. He's our Mincy. We need Doug as our Mincy. We just send him places and send us videos.
This guy makes Mincy look like a world class scholar.
Oh my God.
Doug's out here in the private chat saying that he needs a weekly segment. And I mean, dude, you don't need a weekly segment. You need a camera crew to follow you around 24/7.
He needs.
You know,
He's our
you know what he
Mincy.
need? You know what Doug needs? He needs a vasectomy.
Oh my God.
Especially if he's going on cruises.
Just a reminder, this show is sponsored by The Best Stop. Thank you for 40 years of service in the Acadiana area, the official Gratons of the Ragin Review.
I got nothing,
Gratons
guys.
and Titos.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, boys. RC, final thoughts, and then we'll call it a night.
Oh man, oh shit, I'm flustered right now.
Yeah, me too.
Man, look, happy birthday, Doug. That's like my little brother. I love him to death. If anybody ever fucks with him, I'll kill you. Just want to let you know.
I mean, you'll kill him too. When
Yeah,
he
I'll
shows
kill
up at your
him.
house
but
unannounced.
yeah. Well, thanks, Gary, for that.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah. Thanks, Gary.
well, he came over 2 weekends ago, but he had to ask his mom if he could sleep over. So I appreciate that.
That's awesome. Boys, all you ladies, gents watching us, please like, subscribe, share, because this is elite content, guys. Been a lot of fun. We knew we would get irreverent, but having Doug on brought a whole new level to that. I know I'm seeing a lot of people enjoying this, so this was a lot of fun. For my boy KG, for Jared, for RC, for Doug, and for Joshua, who has chimed in all night. I am Nicholas. Y'all have a great rest of your week. We will be back again. Cajun Threads, excuse me. Go to Cajun Threads. Check out our new thread that we're going to start. Tell you how to get on the watch party that's going to happen on Monday night. And yeah, until then, y'all have a good night. And as always, go Cajuns.